You're watching Rules of the Game with Mark Sisko, brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Grand Lake Roofing, Fowler's TV, Family Audiology Associates, American Legion Post 323, Varsity Lanes, Outdoors Equipment Rental, Spring Street Storage, Mr. Bank, Plus One Professionals, Albert Sporting Goods.
You were renovating St. Mary's Foundry, Larry Shop Auto Sales, Back House at the Square, JSC, Cody Plumbing and Heating, Roots Pub, Dr. Mike Company, Larry's Pizzeria, DFW Post 9289, and Miller Funeral Home.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Bo Frye Show. I'm Zach Farrell, filling in for Joe Hurlburt this week. Coach Bo Frye, thanks for joining me, as always.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Coach, St. Mary's is on a winning streak. Yeah. Pulled off a nice 21-19 win on Friday night against Van Wert. Initial thoughts about the game.
Our kids are getting better. They have been for 3-4 weeks now, and it's starting to pay off. And all that time they're spending in practice and the extra reps and the extra drills and all that sort of jazz are paying off for them. And you're starting to see some of these young guys come alive.
And it was nice to see the defense really step up for a game and +4 turnover ratio.
Yeah, we hadn't had a single turnover yet this season. So a testament to Nick Yale. He puts his heart and soul in the defense, works all day on Sundays. The guy works his tail off. So a testament to him for having a great scheme and to the kids for just executing it.
Absolutely. We also we have a sponsor that sponsors turnovers and sacks, and we hadn't got to say their name very much all season, so it was neat for the Spring Street Storage to get some calls out on Friday night.
So. Hopefully we'll keep giving Spring Street Storage some shout-outs the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Looking at the rest of the league, Bath defeated Ottawa Glandorf 28-21. Salina defeated Elida 24-12. Defiance defeated Kenton 46-18. Wapakoneta defeated Shawnee 42-6. And then looking at the standings then for the WBL, Salina alone at the top with a 5-0 WBL record, 5-1 overall. Defiance 4-1, 5-1 overall. Wapakoneta 4-1, 4-2 overall. Elida 3-2, 4-2 overall. Bath 3-2, 4-2 overall. Van Wert 2-3, 3-3 overall. Kenton 2-3, 2-4 overall. St. Mary's 2-3, 2-4 overall. Shawnee 0-5, and Ottawa Glandorf 0-5, and they're both 0-6 overall. So things are we're midway through the season, and things are really settling down. Salina looks to be in the driver's seat, so to speak, but it's nice to see St. Mary's rising up those ranks. We know that the schedule has looked a little bit better in the second half, and I guess any thoughts or any surprises with any of the games or anything like that?
No, it's a very difficult league this year. Everybody has talent, and coaches are coaching extremely hard. Testament to some of those guys at the top, they found ways to win, and they're continuing to find ways to win. But no, it's a very competitive league this year.
Well, Coach, I want to jump into some of the clips from Friday night's victory. We're going to look at the offensive side first. I believe this one was early on, touchdown from
Steinberg.
Yeah. Coach, Colton Mabry was out of the game, and so was Kevin Perry. And so Joe and I wondered early on who was going to step up on the night, and it was nice to see several Rough Rider running backs step up there. Yeah. And so I kind of highlighted them on these first few.
For sure. A lot of kids that filled into roles that they don't normally play. It was musical chairs back there. We were kind of coaching guys running into the game on the run. Sometimes in high school football, you never know who you're going to have.
This was another touchdown then from a person that we haven't heard his name on offense very much at all, Noah Dixon.
Yeah, Dixon, he's been playing a lot of defense for us for a while. He's a tough kid, runs hard. Maybe earned a job playing some more running back.
That was about as hard of a sweep as I've seen run this year.
Yeah.
He's maybe doesn't have quite some size that some of the others do, but he's got a lot of speed, and we like seeing him hit the hole there. Yeah. And then your quarterback Wallace. This was later in the game. Unfortunately, didn't get a first down, but I thought it was a really good effort run here, fighting through some tackles and really stretching out at the end there, trying to get the first down.
And kind of both those last two plays, you're seeing heart. Kind of what we were missing early. You're seeing a lot of guys playing with a lot of heart. They want to win. They're trying to find ways to win. And that's a testament to our kids for continuing to fight.
we talked about who would step up, and clearly the one that really put the game on his shoulders was Dominic Osborne, I thought. Finished the night with 206 yards rushing on 30 rushes and 1 touchdown. This was just a nice inside sweep by Osborne early on.
Yeah, Osborne, well, he's been playing a while for us. He knew. I mean, it provides for guys that are hungry, you know what I mean? So he's a very hungry kid. He wants the ball, and he knew he had to have a great night if we were planning on winning the football game.
Jacob Kessler not only getting things done on the defensive side, which we'll see in a second, but here on offense, a really nice sweep early on and kind of a nice mix-up of a little bit of shifty speed.
Yeah, he can run. He's a very, very good athlete. Kind of didn't show it the first few weeks of the season, then got a little banged up, and he's back with a great positive attitude, which is great to see.
And he finished with 23 yards rushing, so pretty good there.
Yeah.
I think we had a long Osborne sweep on this one.
Yeah.
Just a little toss sweep outside, down the sidelines, and just another good run by Osborne.
Yeah, the game was running for him, man. He was moving. He's a pretty natural sweep outside runner. And
then we moved him inside here. It looked like, I thought it was a trap, but now I'm looking at it again. Doesn't look like, it looks more like
17.
a 17.
Yeah, it was
17 off tackle.
Yeah, off tackle trap.
Yep, and good fighting for a lot of extra yards here on that.
Yeah, he's a hard runner.
Yeah, really was the workhorse on Friday night.
He's not very big. He has very, very, very greasy hips. I don't know if they use that term in like the NFL scouting combine and that sort of jazz, but he's very hard to find, and he has a really, really greasy hips. He's not fast. He's pretty strong, but he's not a natural fast kid. He's just got very greasy hips, and he finds the hole.
Well, he had a long run, and was finally able to find pay dirt. So this was good to see him get in the end zone here at the end of the game.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, for sure.
And we're going to go ahead and skip to the defensive side then.
You didn't even put the long one on there.
I know. I think I clipped the wrong clip there.
It's all good. Hey, the touchdown's the better one anyways.
That's right.
Yeah.
We finished the drive right. I think the clip I put on there was the kneeling, which is always the victory formation.
Yeah, it's always a good one, even though that was a little ugly.
Yeah. Yeah, you had to stretch out. I was going to ask about that. At the end of the game, you went to kneel it, but there wasn't quite enough seconds on the play clock as what was on the game clock.
Yeah.
So you had to have Wallace maybe take a few extra steps, right?
Yeah, we had to, and actually we had to. Sometimes things like this make you have to evolve and change, and we're gonna have to do something different here this week. But that's all we had, and I think our sheet said you could burn 56 seconds, and we had like 58.
Yeah.
So we were trying to burn seconds, so we didn't want to give Van Wert the ball back by any means.
Well, all's well that ends well, I guess.
Correct.
All right, looking at here, this was the very first interception from the defense. I thought it really set the tone early on. We saw Van Wert have a couple close calls on that first drive, and fortunately, right here, I think it was Compton.
Yeah, Compton.
Just sticking with it, focusing on the ball, and really great way to start your defensive side.
We've been talking for weeks about how we need turnovers, and I told you guys there were coaches in practice jumping in trying to pick off balls, and we're doing everything in practice to try to create the importance of turnovers. And you see what happens. You usually get what you get in practice on Friday nights.
And on the other side, you didn't give any turnovers up, which was nice.
Yeah, knock on wood. We need to continue to do that. Mm-hmm.
This was a big sack. I think it was I think I called it a community sack because it was like 3 guys met right at the quarterback. Boom.
The guys just playing hard, playing to the whistle, fighting off blocks. I mean, that's Coach Patterson does an amazing job with our defensive line. Those guys are getting dirty every day trying to get to the quarterback over there. So I'm proud of them. I'm proud of the way they played, and they're going to have to continue to do that the rest of the way.
Later on in the game, this was just an incredible play from Carter Steinberg.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to see in this view here how much separation that receiver had from him, and watch him close down on it and make that interception right there. Obviously you don't want him being out of position in the first place, but when you got that kind of athleticism to be able to catch up and make the play is really amazing.
Heart. Yep. And not quitting on the play. Those are backbones of our program, playing to the whistle.
93, is that
Turner.
Turner.
Yeah.
Caleb Turner. Just a nice stick right there.
Yeah, he's been doing that for 6 weeks now, guys. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like there's a highlight of Caleb Turner on here every week because the kid plays so hard. And that's 95% of what high school football is all about.
Absolutely. This was another drive that could have been real dangerous from Van Wert. They're knocking in the red zone, and they try to do a little fade here, and it's not a great thrown ball, but Kessler just, again, becomes a receiver and goes up and grabs it.
Yeah, we've been waiting on it, and it finally came around.
Nearly returned it as well. So, does he have a green light? Do they have a green light to go out of the end zone like that if they see green? And
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't have any red lights on anything.
Right,
you know?
right.
Do you think you can make a play? Make a play.
No reason to hold anything back, right?
I don't put any brakes on anybody.
I think this was another pick maybe later in the game.
I think it's Kessler again.
Yeah, Kessler again. This was pretty much the easiest pick he's going to have probably. I don't think the quarterback saw him floating there.
Well, he was in the right coverage.
Yeah.
He was sitting in the right coverage that Coach Yale called. And Coach Yale does a great job with that secondary. Last year, he was embarrassed. So he did things to make sure he was never embarrassed again.
Yeah, it looked like a zone coverage, and sometimes when quarterbacks think that their receivers are wide open because there's no man on them, the person in that zone just sneaks in right there.
He was sitting there the whole time, buzzing down, and I don't understand it all the way. That's not my cup of tea, but Coach Yale does, and sometimes you shoot the right shots.
Yeah. This is just a nice gang tackle later in the game. Just see your whole D-line just sort of eat them up for a loss in the backfield.
When you're winning in the trenches, great things happen.
I always got to put some clips on there for the big linemen.
The
big uglies.
They play hard. Yeah.
Ott right here. We see another pass knocked down from him. He's got such a wingspan and just a freshman. I keep saying that every week.
Excited all the time too, which is the big thing.
He brings an energy to the defense. It's nonstop, and he's learning to be in the right place. Sometimes hasn't always kept outside containment, but you'll take somebody that has that kind of enthusiasm and athleticism. And know that he'll continue to learn, and he's continued to improve.
That kid showed up more for the weight room in the off season than any other kid on our team. As an 8th grader, his mom was driving him to the weight room. So the kid just works, and he's got a love for it. So there's a lot of big things in his future. Really
neat to see hard work like that pay off too.
100%, yes.
Yeah. Biggest play of the game for your defense. End of the game, Van Wert has a nice drive where they're able to get down there. Hate to see that, but defense steps up right here. I think Scott Glass on Facebook pointed out that he was trying. They looked like the Van Wert quarterback was trying to do a little pop pass to his tight end right there.
Same thing Salina did to us.
Same thing Salina, right?
And we didn't cover it. And our freshman Parker Beam covered it.
Yeah, it was covered this time, and then nice job of Ott shedding a block there and just sticking his nose in there to make sure that he was not getting down, and then 31 Compton as well.
And it's 2 freshmen first off doing their job, and then a senior who should be doing his job, doing it very well.
Just amazing, and really neat to see that that the defense learned from that Salina game. They were going to be beat by that same play. Looking at the special teams then, just the opening kickoff, I think this is the first time this year that the ball has actually gone through the end zone for a touchback. I
told Joe last week we were going to fix the kickoff. And he kind of looked at me funny. I said, we're going to get our kickoff fixed. And we still are. It wasn't perfect, but we're going to get it right because kickoff is the backbone of our program. It sets the tone for your defense.
Unfortunately, I just wanted to include this on here. This was the PAT that was. I wouldn't include it because we couldn't tell whether it was blocked or if it was just missed.
It was missed.
Just missed. Okay. I just wanted to ask you about that. I watched that clip a few times and couldn't tell.
Yeah, no comment.
Yeah, and then this was a blocked punt, but I'm not sure we blocked it or he just kicked it into the back of his own player.
I'm pretty sure he kicked that one to the back of his player. But we're doing a good job. Get our hands up. They were doing what we were taught to do: attack the wall, the bulls there, and get your hands up, and good things happen. And
put pressure on him so that he definitely sped that kick up. That I don't think it was what he wanted. I got to say, your punter for the night, Hunter Sprague, really impressed me.
Spraggy. Sometimes opportunities come when guys get injured or aren't around, and Sprague's been hanging out for a long time. He's a senior.
That was almost a 55-yard putt in the air with a ton of hang time.
Yeah, he's going to have to continue to do that. Consistency with him is big. But he's got a leg, and he's got a great attitude, which is maybe the biggest thing of them all.
This one was a kick return later in the game. Van Wert had a lot of kind of squirrely kicks. They were going towards the sidelines. And I thought this was just a really heads-up play because the ball looked like it was going to go out, but then it bounced up, and I can't remember which player. We'll see here. He grabs it right on the line, and could have, obviously if Van Wert gets there a second later, that's a good heads-up play to grab that.
It's a sky kick. We did it with Rush a little bit last year. It's hard to field and it's hard to defend.
Yeah.
But that was Osborne making a heads-up
Osborne
play
made that, yep.
and getting the ball back.
Not only 260 yards rushing, but also making plays on special teams.
Has to. That's who we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was just, I thought, some good pressure. Nearly blocked it there. Didn't get it, but just another good pressure from your punt return team and punt block.
Yeah.
And then this one was the end of the game. Another huge play. You called a timeout to try to set the guys up.
Yeah, it was a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
And we forgot to break out. Then they kick it, and luckily little Luke Ramel saved all of our lives.
Yeah. Really good job of Luke Ramel falling on the ball there. He's a player that you said have played 8 different positions and stepped up, and we've seen him catching balls. We've seen him making plays on special teams. And
great kid.
You need kind of Swiss Army knives like that.
He actually looked at me in the huddle when things were going crazy. And I'm like, hey, you got to go here. You got to go here. You got to go here. He's like, hey, coach, I got it. I was like, all right, man. If you're going to get it, go get it then. Screw whatever. Go out there and figure it out, guys. So sometimes you don't really know, and we need more work at it, and it'll be fixed.
A good kid from a great family. It's nice to have that kind of a personality on your team.
For sure.
So. Well, Bo, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the game this week against Shawnee. And so we'll be back with more right after this.
You're watching Rules of the Game with Art Cisco, brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Grand Lake Roofing, Fowler's TV, Family Audiology Associates, American Legion Post 323, Varsity Lanes, Outdoors Equipment Rental, Spring Street Storage, Mr. Bank, Plus One Professionals, Albert Sporting Goods.
You were renovating St. Mary's Foundry, Larry Shop Auto Sales, Tech House at the Square, JSC, Cody Plumbing and Heating, Roots Pub, Dr. Mike Company, Larry's Pizzeria, the FW Post 9289, and Miller Funeral Home.
Welcome back to the Bo Frye Show. I'm Zach Farrell, and filling in for Joe Hurlbert this week. Coach, Shawnee comes to town this week. We talked about their record 0-5. But you were sharing with me before the game that they're better than what their record looks like, and they're scary.
Yeah, they may have some of the best skill talent in the league. Their quarterback can extend plays and run around. Their receivers catch it extremely well. They have some athletic running backs, and a defense that's historically defended us very well. And they play hard. They kind of have a not care attitude, and they have nothing to lose. So they're playing somewhat backyard football at times, which is scary.
You and I know that 2004 held us to 6 points.
Yeah.
A state runner-up team because their defense always had knew how to play the wing T well. So.
And they still do, and they're pretty good against the run. So we're going to have to make sure we find ways to score points and play great defense.
Homecoming here at home. This team seems to play a little bit better at home. Then they don't make as many mistakes, it doesn't seem like, but you've improved all year. Yeah. So any extra challenges that homecoming presents or anything like that? Or
no, we got the parade and bonfire already out of the way on Sunday.
Right.
So really, we got to take care of our part. So it's a good dance on Saturday. If you don't win the game, then the homecoming ain't worth it. So
yeah, you never want to go to the dance after losing Friday night.
No, and we're gonna make sure that doesn't happen.
That's good to hear. Any other final thoughts for Rider Nation out there?
No, we're getting better, and we appreciate the support, and thank you for those that have stuck with us. Yeah,
it's been good to see this team improve every week, and we thank you and your coaches for really sticking with the team, and you can tell that the coaching is what's really helped these players improve. So
Thank you, Zach.
it's noticeable.
Thank you, Zach.
We'll see everybody next week. I think Doug Spencer might be here. I think Joe's still going to be gone for next week, and I'm going to be out of town as well. So we'll see everybody next week on the Bo Frye Show, hopefully discussing a big victory, homecoming victory over Shawnee. See everybody.
Thank you for watching Rules of the Game with Mark Cisco, brought to you by all of these fine sponsors.
Grand Lake Roofing, Powers TV, Family Audiology Associates, American Legion Post 323, Varsity Lanes, Outdoors Equipment Rental, Spring Street Storage, Mr. Bank, Plus One Professionals, Albert Sporting Goods.
You were renovating St. Mary's Foundry, Larry Shop Auto Sales, Back House at the Square, GLC, Cody Plumbing and Heating, Roof Pub, Dr. Mike Compton, Larry's Pizzeria, VW Post 1989, and Miller Funeral Home.